Christine White in the Beats Incorporated studio, and today we are talking about jump rings. Big jump rings, little jump rings, double jump rings, and all jump rings in between. Jump rings are an important part of jewelry making, and it's so important to know the differences between jump rings and when to use them and how to use them. So we're going to cover different types of jump rings, and then we're going to do a little project using some different types of jump rings. For starters, an open jump ring is a small circle with a tiny slit in it, and it's probably the most common jump ring. It's used to conjoin two components together. We can also use it to add charms to an existing piece and add components to a piece of chain or add charms after the fact. Additionally, we never want to crimp to an open jump ring. There's the potential for something small like a piece of beading wire to pull out of that small slit in an open jump ring. If we do want to crimp to a jump ring, we want to use a closed soldered jump ring. A soldered jump ring is essentially a perfect circle. It's going to have no breaks in it. We use it for crimping. It can act as the opposite side of a lobster claw clasp. And it also is good for building components and charms from scratch when we know ahead of time. A double jump ring is essentially a tiny keychain. It's a double loop, and we would use a special pair of pliers to hold it open while we're working with it. Jump rings also come in specialty sizes and shapes. So even a square and oval jump ring are something that you'll run into as well, and they are very functional for different designs. So I have in front of me several different sizes and shapes, everything from 4mm to 14mm, and every size in between. I'm going to start by making a necklace and a bracelet that uses just jump rings and chain and some charms and components that we'll use to add those. I'm going to show you a couple examples of jewelry using open jump rings, and one is going to be a simple bracelet with a turquoise stone linked in the center, and one is going to be a necklace with a charm hanging in the center. We're going to start by opening these two 4mm open gold jump rings using our flat nose pliers. We want to rotate them open just the tiniest bit to add our chain on one side, link it through our jump ring, and next add our stone component. Close it up by rotating it into the same direction that it came from, and that completes one side. Next, we're going to use the other jump ring, rotate it open using our two pairs of flat nose pliers, add our stone component in the center, and attach our other side of chain, rotate that closed, and that creates our bracelet. Next, we're going to add a charm to a center of a gold chain necklace. And you'll have to know how to do this for a lot of different charm components, as you'll see that a lot of times things come without the proper loop at the top, and in order to change the orientation and get things hanging in the right direction and hanging the way that you want them, you'll need to know how to add that tiny ring at the top. So this is a very useful skill. Again, we're going to hold our jump ring using our two pairs of flat nose pliers, grabbing it from each end. We never want to pull it open. We'll never get it closed back in the right direction. We just want to grab it from each side, rotate it open just the tiniest little bit, add our charm, and close it back up the same way that it came from. And this should string through our chain. String our pendant into the center of our chain. Next, we're ready to add our clasp. So we're going to add a lobster claw clasp on one side and add a jump ring on the other side. So again, using our flat nose pliers, we're going to open this on one side, string through our chain with our jump ring, and then through our lobster claw. Next, add our jump ring on the other side, and that will serve as the other side of our clasp. There's our finished product. Hopefully that answers all of your questions about jump rings. Thank you so much for joining me in the Beads Incorporated studio. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Let me know your feedback in the comments section, and be sure to join us next time.